Hey, it's Jose here with a new WordPress tips and tricks episode. And in today's episode, I'm going to be duplicating a WordPress page. So this is how to duplicate a page in WordPress. Now, the main reason why you may want to duplicate a page is if you've got a page looking really nice, you've spent some time working on the layout and it's just damn good. And then you go to your pages area and you think, oh my word, I have to create a new one and I have to try and do everything that I did before. So we don't want to be doing that. What we want to do is duplicate that page, rename it, and then just edit it. Okay, so I want to show you the plugin that I use all the time. I've been using this for a long time. So it's called Duplicate Post. Of course, I forgot to click on Add New. You wouldn't think I've been doing this for over a decade. Okay, so duplicate post. And it's a very basic icon. There it is. Now, there are a ton of plugins that do the same thing, but I like this one. As I say, I've been using this for years and it has over 1 million active installs. That is pretty cool. Okay, so let's install this plugin. And even though it's called Duplicate Post, let me activate it. It does actually duplicate posts and pages, which essentially from a point of view of WordPress, they're really the same thing. Okay, so let's go to pages, okay? So let's say we have a really nice page. Let's say it's the multiple paragraphs page. I bet you that's an awesome page. Okay. Now this is actually a demo page. I actually used a plugin in a different episode in a different WordPress tutorial to import some dummy data. So that's why this page doesn't actually say anything. It's lorem ipsum text, which as you probably know, it's just Google debug. It's just text filler to let you see visually what a web page with some text would look like. Okay, so let's find that gorgeous page. It was the multiple paragraph page. Now, if you hover your cursor over the title, now that plugin, the duplicate post plugin, is active, this is what happens. You have a new item called clone, and you'll notice that if you hover your cursor over every page, that clone item appears. So if you click on clone, 1, 2, 3, there it is. Oh, okay, let's scroll down because it's further down. You now have a perfect clone of that page. The first thing I do is I go to quick edit and I call this back and update this. And then that tells me that this is the duplicate that I just made. I know that the draft thing already tells me that, but sometimes when you're duplicating lots of pages and you're working on them over days, it can get a little bit confusing when you're staring at a bunch of pages and they all have exactly the same title because you can't remember which one you cloned first. On that note, what you could do actually is put the date. So let's say, for example, I have no idea what today's date is, by the way, but I'm going to say it's the 10th of October. It's around there. Now, this is what you could do. If you were working on different versions or different variations of the same page, let's say you wanted to see which variation wins, or you're showcasing different variations to a client or someone else, then you want to keep each variation, obviously. And then when the other person says, or when you all agree that this is the version to go with, you can delete the others. So that's another great reason to be able to clone a page. Okay, so I don't think I can find any more wonderful things to say about being able to clone a page in WordPress. Oh, by the way, I should mention, and this is quite obvious, especially with the name of it, that this functionality also carries across to all your posts. So I'm in the posts area now, and if I hover my cursor over all these posts, you'll see that the clone item is there. So I can just clone a post just as easily as I clone the page. And again, I have the draft, which I'm going to call 10th of October. Now today is going to be the 10th of October, whether anyone likes it or not, just because I've written it all over this website. Okay, so I hope this was handy. In fact, I know it was handy. You're always going to want to be able to clone a page or clone a post in WordPress. So yeah, it's super handy. So I'm very happy with that. So this is going to do it for this episode. Please remember to click subscribe. That way we can be a little closer. And I will see you in the next episode.